There was a time when you wondered why certain people acted in strange ways, saying things that didn't make sense, or behaving in ways that were difficult to understand. This left you confused, trying to figure out what they really wanted. This effort trapped you in a cycle that wasn't what God had planned for you. But now, things have changed. Those same people who once seemed to control you can no longer understand you. Just as you felt confused, mistreated, and deceived, now they are the ones who are confused. They were used to the way you used to be, always trying to please and understand. But now, you have stepped back and realized that you no longer need to do that. You've learned that it's better to let things come to you, rather than constantly chasing after them. This change has made them unable to understand your energy anymore. They closed their hearts and rejected what you were offering, and now they are lost. Today, they can no longer comprehend you because everything has changed between you. For those who are new here, welcome. Here, we keep moving forward, standing firm in the face of difficulties, without giving up. And for those who are back, know that I have a special fondness for you. Let's start with the first point. There is a passage in Isaiah that reminds us that God's thoughts and ways are different from ours. This can help to understand why some people can no longer comprehend you. When you are under divine protection and guidance, the actions you take, led by the Holy Spirit, often seem incomprehensible to others. If you are truly being guided by the Most High, it won't be easy for others to understand. Despite the wrongs they have done to you, revealing their true intentions, you continue to respond with peace, love, and light, which leaves them confused. In the past, under the Old Covenant, God promised to protect His people, the Israelites, as long as they obeyed His laws. He guaranteed that they would be safe from their enemies when entering the Promised Land, spreading panic among those who opposed them. This promise shows how God protects those who follow His plans and purposes. Psalm 121 is an inspiring message for those who fully trust in God. The psalmist reminds us that our help comes from the Creator of heaven and earth, who is always alert and watchful, protecting His children at all times, whether day or night. He assures us that God will always be taking care of us, guarding us from harm and guiding each of our steps. The Bible is full of stories of people who experience this divine protection, like David, Noah, Daniel, and the 3 young men thrown into the fiery furnace. Even Job, who went through severe trials under Satan's attack, was protected by God, who did not allow his suffering to go beyond certain limits. In the midst of his difficulties, God was beside Job, controlling the extent of his afflictions and eventually intervening directly. Throughout the scriptures, we see God using various methods to protect His people, such as angels, fire, floods, escape routes, royal decrees, armies, and even insomnia. The wisdom and power of God are infinite. Divine protection, however, does not mean that you will never face challenges or losses. Job's story shows that sometimes God allows us to go through difficulties to purify our spirit. In these situations, it is crucial to find strength and purpose, as these trials strengthen our faith, help us persevere, and lead us to grow in spiritual maturity. Moreover, we are not always protected from the consequences of our own mistakes or the negative actions of others. Even when we face persecution and difficulties, God is in control and will not allow us to be tested beyond what we can bear. Under the New Covenant, God's protection focuses more on spiritual defense against the enemies of the soul. He has given us spiritual armor and His peace to protect our hearts and minds. Paul, when facing adversities, was confident that even in death, he would be with the Lord. As someone chosen by God, you are sealed for the day of final redemption. No matter what happens in this world, you are spiritually secure. Like a tree planted by the waters, you do not fear the heat or drought, for you trust that God will fulfill His purposes in your life. They cannot decipher whether you are at peace or in conflict. These people cannot understand what you truly feel. They expect you to be angry, but you continue to show love and joy. They think you should be bitter, acting negatively and hurting others because of your own pain. However, you do not react that way. They cannot read you because, despite everything, you continue to present yourself with love, light, peace, and joy. This leaves them perplexed. Many have played these emotional games for so long that they now believe you are also playing. But the truth is that you are healed and in a constant process of healing, so you no longer care about these games. For you, the journey of spreading love and peace, even in the midst of adversities, is a true demonstration of spiritual strength. As one of the chosen, you exceed the common expectations of emotional reaction. In situations where most would give in to anger or despair, you choose compassion and love. This confuses those around you, used to a world where emotions follow predictable patterns. They expect you to react with negativity, reflecting the pains and challenges you face. However, your ability to maintain calm and joy is not a game or a facade. It is the result of a healed heart and constant evolution. You have already overcome the emotional games that trap so many people, living in a state of grace that confuses those who are still stuck in old dynamics. It is in this confusion that your true strength lies, the ability to be a light in a world that often chooses darkness. Your presence challenges established norms because you not only survive the storms, but thrive in them, emanating an energy that is both serene and powerful. This is the true power of the chosen, the ability to transform suffering into wisdom, pain into compassion, and confusion into clarity for those around you. For those who cling to negative emotions, you become a true enigma. They try to label your tranquility as apathy or your happiness as a lack of understanding, unable to realize that your light emanates from a deep connection with the divine and spiritual wisdom that goes beyond appearances. Even in the midst of chaos, you remain steadfast as a constant source of hope, demonstrating that it is possible to live above the cycles of emotional reactivity. Your journey serves as a reminder that true freedom, both emotional and spiritual, is achievable. For the chosen, each day is a new opportunity not only to manifest what is divine and elevated, but also to be a reflection for others, showing what can be achieved through healing and unconditional love. You have not only found your own healing, you have become healing in action, a guide who illuminates the path for others. When challenges and difficulties were thrown your way, you transformed them into strength. Instead of being consumed by negativity and manipulation, you took these experiences to grow, turning adversity into learning and resilience. Those who tried to manipulate or label you as someone who would never accomplish anything now watch from afar, unable to understand how you managed to turn the tables. They expected you to give in to negativity, but instead, you chose to follow a path of light, woke up, and began a deep healing process. Of course, there was pain. Heartbreak, betrayal, and manipulation hurt deeply. But you learned from these lessons, accepted what needed to be let go, and allowed God to guide your way. To others, this may seem incomprehensible because you are being guided by something much greater, by the Spirit. Every step you take is carefully directed and protected, and no one can interfere with your energy or manipulate it anymore. This is the power of healing, surrender, and walking with the Most High. This is something that no one can take from you. And once you have strengthened yourself again, you realize that you can no longer be shaken. No matter who crosses your path, no one will ever have the power to rearrange your life again. This cycle has ended. Now you are the one who controls your emotions, your peace, happiness, resources, finances, time, and attention. The challenges you faced were like fire that tempers steel. Each adversity was a lesson in disguise, each pain a step towards a new level of existence. You transformed each obstacle into an opportunity for growth, each criticism into a stimulus for self-improvement. And by doing so, you not only survived, but thrived, enriching your life and the lives of those around you with the wisdom gained and the spiritual wealth accumulated. When they tried to bring you down with negative words and actions, you responded with resilience and inner strength. Your ability to absorb these impacts and still turn these experiences into something positive is a testament to your power and the divine purpose that guides you. Instead of surrendering to bitterness, you chose to walk the path of light and healing, showing that it is possible to turn pain into purpose and darkness into light. Walking in this light is not an easy or painless path, but it is deeply rewarding. Every step you take is an act of faith, and every breath a commitment to your spiritual growth. Suffering and manipulation may have caused a lot of pain, but instead of closing yourself off to the world, you opened yourself to God, allowing Him to guide every one of your movements. This spiritual path protects you in ways that others cannot see or understand. Being aligned with the Most High creates a spiritual barrier that prevents negative influences from affecting your inner peace. It is like a shield that preserves your essence, your resources, and your spirit. It is a layer of protection that you carry with you, immune to others' attempts to destabilize you. You now live in a constant state of grace, where external attempts to control your life have become futile. You have become resilient to the storms that once could shake you. Firm in your faith and in your new reality of divine healing and protection, you have become a beacon of hope and a living example of how it is possible to transform even the most bitter experiences into a legacy of love and resilience. They can no longer decipher you because you are no longer the same person you were before, the one who needed to be seen, validated, and heard. It doesn't matter whether they understand or not. You will continue to be authentic, doing what is necessary for yourself. They gave you challenges and difficulties, and you turned that into something much greater. This left them confused. Not everyone can do the same. It hurts, and it's hard to heal and let go of people and things, especially when love is involved. But you are doing it. You have done it, and you will continue to do it. There will come a time when you will feel genuinely happy and satisfied with who you are and where you are. Some of you may have already reached this point, but don't stop, don't settle. Stay vigilant. This transformation you've experienced is not just a superficial change. It's a complete renewal of your being. You no longer seek external validation that once seemed so necessary for your existence. Now you find validation within yourself, sustaining yourself with your own light and truth. The need to be understood or accepted by others has become irrelevant because you have found a deeper purpose and a sense of self-acceptance that is unshakable. Transforming difficulties into growth opportunities has left many around you perplexed. Not everyone has the courage or ability to take what life offers them and create something new and valuable. This requires exceptional strength, resilience that many cannot understand. And while this process can be painful, especially when it involves letting go of loved ones and things, you are doing it with a grace that inspires. This journey is not the final destination, but a continuous process of self-discovery and healing. Reaching a state of happiness and contentment with who you are and where you are is just a stage in your spiritual evolution. It's not an invitation to settle, but a call to stay vigilant and engaged in your own growth. Stay alert and aware, for the process of evolution never truly ends. Each new discovery about yourself, each new level of healing you reach, marks the beginning of a new phase in your spiritual journey. Staying awake means continuing to explore, learn, and expand your understanding of yourself and the world. This keeps your light shining bright, ensuring that you never revert to the old version of yourself, the one that depended on external approval to feel complete. Keep moving forward, keep shining, because your journey is a living testament to transformation and hope. The attraction that others feel for you still exists, but your emotional detachment makes it seem as if something has been taken away. When you decided to step away, withdrawing your presence and energy, they felt it as a significant loss. They believed they could have everything and still count on you as before. The moment you emotionally detached and stopped offering your attention, love, time, and support, they felt this absence deeply. They realized that they were losing something valuable because you are unique in the way you relate to family, how you fulfill your responsibilities, and how you love people in the way they need. You chose to step away, respecting their desire not to maintain the friendship or contact. They thought they could replace you, that your absence wouldn't have much impact. But as soon as you distanced yourself, they felt the void you left behind. Now, they can no longer understand you, and this affects them because the dynamic between you has changed. Even in the face of challenges, you continue to present yourself with your divine essence, radiating beauty and light, overcoming the pain. This step towards emotional detachment was not a sign of weakness, but a strong affirmation of self-respect and personal value. By stepping away, you redefine the foundations of your relationships, showing that your presence is not guaranteed, but a privilege that needs to be valued and respected. The attraction for who you are and what you offer still persists, but now they understand that you cannot be underestimated. You have shown that the love and dedication you give are precious, and when you decided to step away, the lack was felt intensely. This sense of loss they experience reflects the value you have, not only in your daily actions, but in the emotional and spiritual depth you bring to each moment. They may have thought it would be easy to find someone to take your place, but the reality was quite different. The absence of your love, care, and energy revealed a void they did not expect, a space that is not easily filled. Now, when faced with your emotional distance and indifference, they realize, with difficulty, how much they have lost. The change in the dynamic is evident. You continue to shine, not weakened by challenges, but strengthened by them. Your ability to overcome and still offer your spiritual essence is a demonstration of courage and strength. The light you emanate does not diminish with distance or detachment. In fact, it may even shine more intensely now, reflecting the purity of a spirit that is no longer bound by the expectations of others. Even amid difficulties, you have become a beacon of hope, an example of how true strength and beauty can emerge from the most painful situations. For those who cannot understand the depth of your growth, you have become an enigma, and this new reality leaves them not only confused, but deeply impacted by the change they are beginning to perceive. I am so proud of you for this resilience. This is something no one can take away from you. I see the effort you are making, and I know you are facing challenges, just like I am. Every time I show up, you also show up. We are in this fight together. I understand the difficulties you face, but you make it look easy, and that's why they can no longer comprehend you. This connection and solidarity we share are essential in the journey of the chosen. Each of you, through your perseverance and faith, becomes an example, not only for those who are confused or lost, but also for those among us who sometimes feel alone in their battles. By showing resilience, you strengthen the support network that unites us, proving that even the toughest battles can be faced with grace and courage. The true beauty of our community lies in the ability to rise again, time and time again, turning each challenge into a victory over adversity. While to the outside world it may seem that we navigate these storms with ease, each of us knows the weight and cost of this apparent tranquility. This demonstrates our collective strength and commitment to living according to the principles that guide us under divine guidance. So, as we continue on this journey, remember that you are not alone. Every step you take, every obstacle you overcome, every moment of light you bring to the shadows, strengthens our purpose and solidifies our community. It is not just about enduring. It is about thriving in the midst of the unknown, the uncertain, and the painful. And in doing so, we become beacons of hope, not only for ourselves, but for all those watching, seeking to learn how they too can emerge transformed and strengthened. Let's move on to the last point. Your divine connection is beginning to feel like closure, not because you want it to, but because their negative actions have unbalanced the relationship. I'll repeat, your divine connection is beginning to feel like closure, not by your will, but because their behavior has brought disharmony. You are a positive person who thrives on love, healing, and constructive energy. You are dedicated to helping others, often at the expense of your own needs. And God has taught you an important lesson. You have been giving yourself to someone who is not ready to receive. Now, what was divinely planned by God is on hold, or possibly coming to an end, because these people cannot get their lives in order. They acted negatively, thinking they could play the same games they use with everyone, without realizing that you are a chosen one, someone who does not get involved in these manipulations. They thought they could outsmart you, but you're not even playing that game. They are competing with themselves, fighting their own demons. And now they are beginning to realize this while you continue to move forward, growing and healing. Your light continues to shine brightly. Your journey demonstrates the power of walking in tune with the divine, even when it means leaving behind connections that were once considered essential. The decision to distance yourself does not come from a desire to break ties, but from the need to deal with the dissonance between your elevated vibration and the persistent negative behavior of those around you. Your union, though divinely destined, cannot flourish in an environment saturated with negativity and disorder. You have been a source of light, a healer, and someone who gives of themselves generously, often at the cost of your own needs. However, God does not expect you to lose yourself trying to save others. There is a call for you to also preserve yourself. This divine wisdom has shown you the importance of stepping back from situations where your love and generosity are not only undervalued, but exploited. The people around you, trapped in their cycles of negativity, failed to see who you really are, one of the chosen, whose mission goes beyond earthly games of power and manipulation. They tried to involve you in their destructive strategies, but you are not playing on the same field. While they get lost in their own shadows, you dedicate yourself to light and personal growth. Now, as you distance yourself from this toxicity, they begin to understand the extent of their loss. It is not just the physical absence they feel. It is the lack of your energy, your unconditional love, and your ability to heal and transform environments and hearts. They are fighting themselves because the real battle, the quest for spiritual and emotional elevation, is something they are not prepared for. Some of you have gone through a true transformation, a glow that is not tied to material achievements. The people around you now notice a new radiance in you, even if you are not fully aware of it. There is something deeply powerful in having gone through a period of isolation, in having distanced yourself and surrendered to what was out of your control. Perhaps some of you have chosen a time of introspection, focusing on your own activities, away from external hustle. But as you return to interact, your light becomes impossible to ignore. Their negative behavior caused an imbalance in your relationships, whether at work, in friendship, or in other aspects of your life. All of this happened because you were trying to bring positivity and clarity to a troubled situation. Now it seems that things are coming to an end. You may not be sure if it is really the end or just a pause. What you do know is that you have surrendered to what God has determined for you. And at this moment, that is all you can do. Accepting the unknown, following what has been allowed by God, can be incredibly liberating. By stepping away from cycles of negativity and instability, you begin to find a new way of living, one that no longer depends on external approvals or others' expectations. This process of surrender should not be seen as weakness, but as an act of deep faith, an understanding that there are greater forces guiding your journey in ways you may not yet fully understand. The doubt about whether this is the end or just a transition is natural. What really matters, however, is your ability to stay strong and radiant during this period of transformation. The time you spent in reflection and solitude allowed you to develop inner peace and wisdom that are now clear to everyone around you. Your glow, the fruit of your emotional and spiritual growth, has become a source of inspiration and admiration for others, who see in you a living proof that it is possible to emerge from difficult times stronger and more illuminated. By embracing this phase of your life, you become living proof that true evolution often appears under the guise of loss and conclusion. What others may interpret as closure, you may begin to see as the start of a new chapter, a chapter more aligned with your essence and divine purpose. By continuing to surrender and trust the path God has prepared for you, you open doors to new possibilities and a continuity in your journey that may be even more rewarding and enlightened than any previous experience. I want to express my deep gratitude to each of you. I am immensely grateful for your thanks, likes, comments, shares, and most of all, for continuing to be present. Thank you for moving forward with courage and determination. Thank you so much for being who you are, for your authenticity and light. We strengthen each other and our common mission. This is not a solitary effort. I am here, using this platform, to nurture all of you. But I can assure you that, even without realizing it, you are also transmitting this energy to others. By being authentic and true to yourselves, you are making a huge difference in the world. For a long time, some people didn't want you to be authentic, to discover your true identity. But now you are awakening to this truth and walking firmly on your path. They can no longer understand, control, or keep you trapped in an energy of stagnation. This cycle has ended. It is closed. Keep moving forward with courage. Keep being true to who you really are. If you are still here, know that you are part of a loyal group of seekers of wisdom, and it is thanks to your support that I can continue to create videos and share messages that enlighten and clarify. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment if this video resonated with you. Thank you for being part of this community. I wish that your life be filled with abundance. May you receive blessings in all areas of your life today.